Today's episode of Pool Magazine podcast is proudly sponsored by the PSP Deck Expo. The International Pool Spa Patio Expo, co-located with Deck Expo, is where all segments of the industry gather to stay well-informed of the latest trends, market directions, and technology. Come for the 135,000 plus square feet of products, suppliers, and education. And stay longer for networking, special events, and experiences. This year's Expo in Las Vegas will be held from October 22nd through October 24th. To learn more about attending the PSP Deck Expo, visit us on the web at poolspapatio.com.
Welcome back to another episode of Pool Magazine Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Joe Trusty, editor of Pool Magazine, and today we got a very special guest joining us, someone who's been on the show with us before, but has deep roots in the industry and a front row seat to the trends that are shaping the future of pool construction. She's the executive director of Master Pools Guild, who are one of the largest and most respected trade organizations in the country. She's Teri Wiltshire. She works very closely with elite pool builders all around the globe, and she's got her fingers on the pulse of what's happening in the pool industry. Teri, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Joe. It's great to be here. Always a pleasure to talk pools with you.
Oh, same here, Teri. I mean, I'm glad we're doing this today. You got access to some really unique insights and industry data that most people don't get the opportunity to see. And one of the hot topics on everybody's mind right now is got to be the rising cost of swimming pools. And I know MPG recently released a white paper that, broke this down a little bit and has got a lot of builders and homeowners talking. So let's dive into that. I mean, what's been driving the increase in swimming pool prices over the last couple of years?
Joe, it's a combination of rising material costs, skilled labor shortages, increased demand during the pandemic that no one could keep up with, and now inflation. And even things like freight and permitting delays all seem to be adding layers of cost to every project.
I think we've been seeing the same thing across the board, no matter where you are in the country. That price of raw materials and labors has just kept creeping over the past few years. It's difficult for pool builders to keep up, but I mean, it's a sticker price shock for homeowners when they get the price of what that swimming pool is going to cost. So for the pool builders that are tuning in, I mean, what are some of the practical tips that you give these guys to help them manage the rising costs while still keeping these projects profitable for them?
Yeah, absolutely. Budgeting early, locking in pricing with suppliers when this is possible, improving their project planning, also making sure that their contracts are up to date, and being transparent with clients up front. All of those go a long way into creating a successful project outcome.
Right. I know a lot of these guys are very reluctant to show pricing right now because they're afraid that, putting prices on their website might turn people off, putting prices on their ads might turn people off and get them from reaching out for a swimming pool. But I mean, we always want to tell these guys to under promise and over deliver, right?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the flip side of that real quick. I mean, because if you're a homeowner spending upwards of six figures or more on a swimming pool, that's a major investment. I mean, how can consumers protect that investment and have better peace of mind when they're choosing a pool builder?
There are a few definite things that they can do. A few examples would be reviewing their state's licensing requirements. If there are licensing requirements, they need to make sure that the builders they're speaking to meet all of those. Check their references, warranties, do a deep dive into the warranties that they're offering. Does the company have a physical place of business? Are they PHTA members? Our industry, as you well know, is fortunate enough to have the Pool and Hot Tub Alliance as our representative, both in DC and across the nation. And they provide a lot of great continuing education opportunities. Continuing education is another key point, I feel, is important to pool builders keeping their skill set up to date, which is going to translate into the homeowner receiving, as you said before, even more than they expect. And then, of course, if you ask me, I'm always going to say that they could check and see if they're a member of the Master Pools Guild.
How many people are in your guild, Teri?
Actually, right now, we're at 105.
105. So you have 105 different certified pool builders in Master Pools Guild that they can reach out to and ask for help or ask for an estimate on their swimming pool project.
Yes, sir. They can find their closest Master Pools Guild member builder by visiting our website and simply entering their zip code into the Find Your Builder screen, and off they go.
Well, that brings me to another point I wanted to touch on. I mean, homeowners aren't just building pools for fun anymore. They're seeing real ROI, real return on investment with these swimming pools. In fact, recent real estate data shows that in states like California, Florida, Texas, really anywhere in the Sun Belt, pools are pretty much the number one desired home amenity right now. I mean, multiple real estate sources report that adding an in-ground pool can raise a home's value substantially. So let's talk about that a little bit more. I mean, Teri, how much can a swimming pool increase your home's value, and typically by how much?
What we've seen is that homeowners can recover up to 50% or more of their initial investment, depending on the market. But in luxury markets, it's not uncommon to see a pool make the difference in closing the sale. Bankrate, Home Advisor, and House Logic all report that adding an in-ground pool can raise a home's value by about 7%, even higher in warm climate areas. In California, where you live, Joe, for example, pools have added up to 10% to a home's value.
Wow, great insights, Terry. I mean, with that, we're going to take a short break for a message from one of our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this quick sponsored message from Genesis and the Pool and Hot Tub Alliance.
Today's episode of Pool Magazine Podcast is proudly brought to you by Genesis and the Pool and Hot Tub Alliance. Genesis trained professionals build pools that clients rave about, turning satisfied customers into powerful referrals. Our curriculum is designed to equip you with the knowledge and skills to create extraordinary outdoor living spaces. Invest in your employees with Genesis and watch your team thrive.
And we're back. Now, you were saying that a swimming pool could impact the sellability of a home, but can you elaborate a little bit, Terry? I mean, what factors do you think come into play that affect the return on investment for a pool?
I believe design, location, the quality of the construction, and adjacent elements like landscaping and outdoor kitchens, possibly spas, depending on the individual's preferences. I believe all of those add to the desirability.
So it's not just what's in the swimming pool, but beyond that, the complete backyard, you feel like has a bigger return on investment.
Without a doubt. And let's not forget the health and well-being focus post-COVID. A healthy, active lifestyle in an environment that you can control. Who wouldn't want to be able to provide that for their family?
100%. I mean, so beyond the monetary ROI, I mean, what makes a good long-term investment for the value of your home?
Lifestyle appeal, curb appeal, buyer demand, all of the above.
Let's pivot a little bit. I want to talk directly to the builders listening out there. I mean, things have changed a lot since post-COVID. I mean, marketing is more important than ever. Consumers are doing more research. They're reading more reviews. They're shopping harder before they commit to buying a pool. And MPG recently released another white paper that really hits this point. I mean, showing just how much reviews and marketing factor into the equation and influence the buying decision in 2025. So let's kind of unpack this a little bit. In my other life outside of Pool Magazine, I'm the CEO and the head of the largest digital agency in the pool industry. And in my day-to-day, I get to see firsthand just how important marketing is for pool pros. But Teri, I know this is a big topic of discussion at MPG too. And based on the national meetings I've attended where you provide business coaching and other resources to your members, from your perspective as an advocate and an educator for builders, why is marketing so important for pool builders nowadays?
Joe, it's because consumer behavior's changed. People start online, and if they can't find you, or worse, if what they find isn't great, you're immediately out of the running.
A lot of builders took their foot off the gas, so to speak, during COVID because they were all booked out. And now leads have kind of dried up a little bit and they're scrambling to be seen again. I mean, what happened? How are builders adapting to this changing environment?
Exactly. Leads were flowing in organically for a good long while, but that's changed. It's tapered off, and builders need to reinvest in SEO, local listings, reviews, all the fundamentals.
What do you think some of the strategies that you recommend to builders who want to step up their marketing game in 2025? I mean, what's some of the stuff they can do right now?
I feel like if they start with their website, they're active on social, they showcase their work using video and every avenue available, that is a great place to start. And then ultimately, you want to ask your happy customers for their reviews.
I see all different ways that these reviews get posted. I know the most impactful thing that I think I see is when I see a video testimonial from a customer in front of their swimming pool and they're talking about how the experience went for them. I think that's the most impactful kind of review that I could watch, because there's plenty of reviews out there. You can go to their Google listing, you can read a review, but it's another thing to get it right from the horse's mouth, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Trust matters. When someone is about to spend six figures on a pool, they're not just going to pick a name out of a hat. They want to read a review. They want to see someone standing there or sitting there looking into the screen and sharing their experience, and it being a wonderful, over-the-top experience.
Yeah, I mean, people want to buy from like-minded people. I mean, when somebody's about to spend that kind of money on their pool, they want to see, other people who have their same lifestyle, their same kind of backyard, their same kind of budget in mind, and see how that experience went for that homeowner. I mean, honestly, this has been such a great conversation. I really love this kind of stuff. But I mean, what are your top tips for pool builders who really want to put the pedal to the metal and kind of start stacking those 5-star reviews?
I would say start with your Google business profile. The verification process for that's changed a little bit, and it can be lengthy, but it is worth the time and it's worth the effort. Make sure that you are well represented on Houzz and Facebook, even Yelp and the Better Business Bureau, and anywhere you can put an image of your work, a beautiful image of something amazing you've created. Plaster that everywhere.
I see these guys who post completed projects a lot of times without the backyard really completed. They just completed the swimming pool. If I had to offer one tip to anybody who is listening, I would say to kind of wait until that landscaping is completed so that you can provide the homeowner with the complete picture of what that backyard is going to look like, and not just what your role of completing the swimming pool was, but really what you did for the homeowner in total. Wouldn't you say that's accurate, Teri?
I would agree with that. It's never bad. It's never a bad idea to ask right after the job wraps up. As far as going to Google and posting a 5-star review, typically the homeowner is excited and there's a lot of energy there. They're ready to dip their toe or to dive directly in. So that's not a bad time to connect. But once everything is finished as well is just as important. When that backyard is complete with landscaping and possibly even the outdoor kitchen or the adjacent entertainment area, showcase all of it. Let the consumer see what could be possible in their backyard.
Definitely appreciate all the insights you've shared with us today. I mean, from the rising cost of pools to how builders can stay ahead in a changing market. For anyone listening, go check out the latest white papers from the Master Pools Guild on their website, masterpoolsguild.com. They're full of valuable data and advice. Teri, thanks again for joining us today on the show. Really appreciate you spending the time with us.
Thank you, Joe. It's always a pleasure to chat with you and connect with you and the amazing pool building community that we have. Thank you so much for your time.
And to all our listeners, thanks for tuning in today. We appreciate all the messages, emails, and shares we get about our shows. You guys are awesome. And remember to like, share, follow, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time on another episode of Pool Magazine Podcast.
Today's episode of Pool Magazine Podcast is proudly sponsored by the PSP Deck Expo. The International Pool Spa Patio Expo, co-located with Deck Expo, is where all segments of the industry gather to stay well-informed of the latest trends, market directions, and technology. Come for the 135,000 plus square feet of products, suppliers, and education. And stay longer for networking, special events, and experiences. This year's Expo in Las Vegas will be held from October 22nd through October 24th. To learn more about attending the PSP Deck Expo, visit us on the web at poolspapatio.com.